Hey guys, hi. Hello everyone. All right. Yeah, excellent guys. Okay. I think now people are joining over here. Just a minute. I'll just open it up and see all the settings are in place in the next 15 seconds. And I think that will be in a good position to begin. I think so. It's good. Excellent. Great. So, guys, let's begin. Okay. So, today I think yesterday we started with a series on Power BI. In Power BI, we are looking at fundamentals of the same fundamentals of Power BI. And I think we are beginning with some easy level or overall level questions right now, or not exactly questions, the concepts right now. And we saw what is Power BI, what is business intelligence, right? That's what we've seen in the last session. What do you mean by business intelligence? And business intelligence kya rata hai? What exactly do we do in business intelligence, right? And where does Power BI fit in the entire structure of data projects, right? So I mean, starting from intake of the data till it goes into data visualization or report generation. So I think that is where Power BI does contribute a lot. Okay, now let's continue our discussion. Till yesterday, we have seen three kinds of. I think let me open up Power BI desktop. I'll just go for Power BI desktop. I think it was already there, but we can just have a look at it. So this is the case. Let it open up. Yeah, it'll take a couple of seconds, perhaps. Yeah. Right. So this is the one, and I think I'll open up a blank record. We talk about all these things. Right. What do you mean by this? We saw what I mean. If you've already made certain reports over here, you can check out those reports over here. You can click those reports. You can share them up. If I go for blank report, if I just open up a blank report, we also saw what do you mean by file. These are these tabs, and these are all the features, and I think these are called certain names over here in Microsoft, right? And let's call them features right now. So these are features inside every tab. So every tab has certain features, and I think we discussed that as we keep on going forward, we'll keep on looking at when which feature will be used. Okay. I think I'll just move on to let's see. I mean, I hope the screen is quite clearly visible. I think it's better. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we have seen yesterday, and we also saw a few things yesterday. And the few things, among the few things, one is the three views that we are looking at the left hand side over here. Okay, there are three views over here. What kind of three? What kind of views? We are looking at report view, we are looking at table view, and we are looking at model view. We understood what do you mean by table view, the report view, table view, and model view. Compare it with the cricket stadium. That's what we did yesterday. We compared it with the cricket stadium, right? This is the ground where you can see the match. This is where you can see the match over here. Okay. This is the dressing room in which the background prep is there, and the players are being seated, discussions are being made. How are we going to play in over there as well? And this is the model view where we understand where's the stadium, where audience is going to sit, and connect between everything over here. We'll move on to this particular portion later on. DAX is a very, very important portion of Power BI. So we'll move on to it very soon. But right now, I'm more interested in, having you guys understand one thing, that is getting the data. All right, how can we get the data inside Power BI? How can we import the data? In fact, we talked about that in detail as well. Right. Once we moved on to Home tab, I think we discussed that a few things. In fact, a lot of things can be done from multiple places in Power BI. For example, अगर मुझे डेटा को इंपोर्ट करना है, अगर if I want to import the data, so Kamesh, okay, can you guys see the screen now? Okay, I think I haven't seen the screen. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So I'll just share the screen. Thank you very much, Kamish. Thanks a lot. I'll share the screen. This is the secondary screen over here, and here we go. Cool. So I'll go for this, getting the data, and this is where, yeah, we get the data. This is, if I click on get data, we can see that these are all the sources through which we get our data. Okay. So Excel workbook, Power BI, semantic models, and I think we have discussed it at length. We click on more, and we see that ये अलग अलग टाइप के आपके databases हैं. These are the various places from where we can import data. For example, files, standalone files, we have database, we have Microsoft Fabric, we have Power Platform, Azure databases, online services, and other platforms as well. So ये सारे प्लेटफॉर्म से मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, डेटा इंपोर्ट कर सकता हूँ. Right, I think we've seen it at length yesterday. If there's certain other very simple links over here. For example, Excel वर्कबुक से डेटा चाहिए तो यहीं क्लिक करके ले सकता हूँ. अगर वन लेक डेटा हब से मुझे ऐड करना है, डेटा को, डेटा मार्ट्स हो गए, लेक हाउसेस हो गए, वेयर हाउसेस हो गए, KQL डेटाबेसेस हो गए, I can click it from here as well. Not that I cannot approach this over here. I think for example, SQL Server is present over here as well. If I go to more, and in case you are confused कि भाई जो मेरा database है, the place where I've stored my data, is it present, can I connect with Power BI, you can always give it, आप एक search कर लो. For example, if I go for, in search I go for KQL. So it gives you KQL databases, which indicates that boss KQL databases can be connected over here, right? So I'll click on this, and then I can now click on connect. It's going to ask for the credentials. Once you enter the credentials, as a Power BI desktop version doesn't allow you to connect with KQL databases. So I think you need to sign in over here. But let's keep that for some other time. Okay. Point is, we can do that. You can do it. SQL Server, you can connect the data. You can enter the data. Once you click on enter data, you can actually type in the data, right? I mean, just click on this, column one, you can actually give it a name. For example, name, I'll go for, let's say, name, age, and let's say we can go for city, and we can keep on entering the data. For example, I can Saurabh, right? Then age is 40, then we have city like Indore. I mean, Indore, Bangalore, लिखता हूँ भाई यहाँ पर, currently in Bangalore, right? So all these kind of things are there. So you can enter the data and you can load it up. As of now, I'll just cancel it because, I do not want to take this data right now. We can connect every dataverse and everything. But I think we were in the state when we were discussing getting the data, and I think हम लोग, yes, Power BI doesn't allow you to sign in through personal email. Power BI will allow you to sign in through company email, or what you can do is need to have a Microsoft account, right? If you have a Microsoft account, Power BI will still allow you to sign in using the Microsoft account. Okay. But yes, signing in is difficult using the, I think this is not happening with Tableau. Tableau के साथ ही नहीं रहता. Tableau के साथ we can sign in using the normal account as such, and normal email ID. But Power BI is slightly more strict over there. So it is asking for company data over there. But yes, fairly observed. Now I think हम लोग यहाँ पर देख रहे थे Adventure Works database, and I think we saw Adventure Works database. And I'll just open that up before I proceed with this. I'll go for Adventure Works database. This is the one which I'm connecting right now. Before we start with what is happening over here in Power BI, let me give you a glimpse about data kaisa hai. What is the data? And I think we saw it yesterday as well, right? In a data, what we can see is we are right now looking at, let me go for a myopic view over here, very myopic view. And I'll then, expand it. Later on, I'll expand it. Right. So right now I'm looking at a data which is a customer level data, because I can see customer key, first name, last name, full name, birth date. I think if I just maximize this, this will be the birth date over here. I can click on this and say that, boss, this needs to be short date, right? Let me make it short date. Now this is my birth date over here, you know. So I'm getting the birth date of the customers. I'm looking at the marital status, gender, yearly income, total children, number of children at home out of the total children. This is all customer related data. This table consists of all the customer related data. College email will not work, unfortunately. Yeah, college email will not work. You can give it a try. In fact, I've tried through college email as well, but I think college domains are also, I mean, it's not that easy to log in through college domains as well. Need to have a company ID. Right. Now, if I look at product, if I look at the same thing for product, right, I'll say that this is my short date, Excel May, right? So I think a lot of null values are there because these for these products subcategory, category, and standard cost are not present. But yeah, if I look at it like this, I think now we can see that we're looking at product key, product name, subcategory, category, and so on like this, right? And we can see that I don't see any problems over here. These are all product related data, right? This is all product related data. Then we have sales related data over here. Is something like sales related data. I'll go for order date and ship date. इन दोनों को मैं क्या करता हूँ एक्सेल में short date में convert कर देता हूँ. It becomes easy for me, right? So order date and ship date, I can see this is giving me sales level data over here. And in the sales level data, I'm getting the product key, I'm getting the order date, I'm getting the customer key, I'm also getting the sales territory key, which is the second, the next data over here. We don't have to minimize this, right? So this is, we are looking at sales territory key over here. Every territory is given a key, and the location of the territory is located by combination of three location related variables like region, country, and group. So Northwest, United States, and North America. So ये एक sales territory की है आपकी, right? Then we want to calendar, which is giving me the granular details of a date. एक date का मुझे क्या दे रहा है? Granular details दे रहा है. It's giving me granular details of the date. Now, if I look at it, if I'm looking at it, I mean, it's also giving me whether it's a Sunday, Monday, or it's a weekday or a weekend, something like that. That's a nice approach for me. Okay, and now these are the 5 tables present in the same Excel sheet. तो मेरी Excel sheet में ये 5 टेबल present है और मैंने ये पांचों टेबल को की Excel sheet जो है, what I did, I wanted to, let me not save this, I wanted to import this into Power BI. और जैसे मैंने import पे क्लिक करा, मैं एक बार और दिखाता हूँ आपको, मैं यहां से कर सकता हूं Excel वर्कबुक, या फिर यहां क्लिक कर सकता हूं, या यहां पर क्लिक कर सकता हूं. तीनों जगह से मैं Excel से डेटा इंपोर्ट कर सकता हूं. और एक्सेल से मैंने क्या करा, डेटा इंपोर्ट करा, एंड मैं यहां सर्च में जाता हूं एडवेंचर. दिस इज द वन, राइट? सो एक बार कनेक्ट करा इसने, ये डेटाबेस से कनेक्ट करेगा, मेरे एक्सेल डेटाबेस से कनेक्ट करेगा. एंड राइट नाउ यू कैन सी दैट देयर आर 5, मेरे पास तो 5 टेबल थे, पर यहां पर ये क्या कर रहा है, 10 टेबल दे रहा है. यहां पर 10 टेबल इसलिए दे रहा है बिकॉज फॉर एवरी टेबल पावर बीआई ऑब्जर्व दैट कि इस टेबल में ये माइनर या मेजर चेंज की रिक्वायरमेंट दिख रही है मुझे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, डेटा टाइप पूरा पूरा मेरा न्यूमरिक है और ऊपर जो है वो टेक्सचुअल डेटा टाइप दिया हुआ है बट कॉलम का, तो उसने उसको चेंज कर दिया. सो कुछ चेंजेस पावर बीआई ने अपनी तरफ से, अपना बिजनेस इंटेलिजेंस, उसका अपना जो इंटेलिजेंस है वो अप्लाई करके, वो चेंजेस करके वो दे रहा है. अब ये ब्लू वाले टेबल्स जो है, दीज ब्लू वाले टेबल्स आर द वंस in which the changes are made. These blue tables are the suggested table by Power BI. And these normal white ones are your normal tables of Power BI. अब आपको अगर समझना है कि सर लेट्स ट्राई एंड सी दैट कि उसने क्या क्या करा है, तो आई थिंक एक बार मैं ये पांचों तो ले ही लेता हूं. आई कैन क्लिक ऑन इट. ओके, in case I mean this checkbox is not coming in your case, कभी कभी ऐसा हो जाता है, या ऑप्शन में जाइए और यहां पर एक ऑप्शन आएगा आपका सेलेक्ट मल्टीपल आइटम्स. अगर वो अनचेक्ड है तो उसको चेक कर दीजिए, तो आप मल्टीपल आइटम्स इंपोर्ट कर पाएंगे, राइट? सो आई विल जस्ट गो फॉर कैलेंडर. कस्टमर भी देख लिया, हाँ यही है. देन वी लुक एट प्रोडक्ट, यस दिस इज द वन. देन वी सेल्स, देन वी टेरिटरी. और एक कस्टमर का भी ले लेता हूं यहां पर, कस्टमर 1 और प्रोडक्ट 2, ताकि दिखे कि क्या चेंजेस के साथ पावर बीआई सजेस्ट कर रहा है. अब यहां से मजेदार चीज ये है कि 2 चीजें निकल के आती हैं. एक, either you can load the data. लोड कर दोगे अगर आप डेटा को, तो डेटा को आप सीधा कहां ले जाओगे? सीधा पावर बीआई में ले जाओगे। और अगर आपने ट्रांसफॉर्म करा डेटा को, सो ट्रांसफॉर्म करने का मतलब है कि पावर बीआई में जाने से पहले एक चीज और आ जाएगी आपकी, पावर क्वेरी एडिटर बोलते हैं उसको। डेटा वहां पहुंच जाएगा, वहां से जब अपना काम खत्म करोगे तो फिर आप वो डेटा पावर बीआई में पहुंच जाएगा। आई टेल यू इसका क्या मतलब है, जस्ट लेट यू नो। ओके, जस्ट अ मिनट प्लीज। स्किल, अच्छा स्क्रीन ब्लर है। Can you just see? Can you just guys confirm that? Is the screen blur? Is it not clear enough? I think it is. Can you please confirm? I'll just maximize this and see my own. I think it's okay. Or probably it's the definition with which I'm. I think I very clearly had this. Just a minute. I think this is. Can you please check the quality of the video which is being run at your end? एक बार आप check कर लीजिए उसको, highest quality पे लगा दीजिए। It is clear ना? अच्छा, now clear. Probably it would have been momentarily हो गया होगा वो। चलिए आ जाते हैं वापस। Now if I click on transform data, ये मुझे कहां पहुंचा देगा? पावर क्वेरी एडिटर में पहुंचा देगा। तो मैं यही लिख देता हूं, स्क्रीन पे एनोटेट कर देता हूं। दैट इज, if I go for writing this, see guys, if I go for something like this, see this is my data. I want to import data into Power BI. Right? I can directly import it. इस केस में मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? I need to click on load. If I click on load, I'll enter into this load. I'll enter into Power BI. But if I think that there is a data and data needs to be first cleaned or prepared, अगर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि डेटा को थोड़ा सा क्लीन करना है, थोड़ा सा प्रिपेयर करना है, देन एक मीडिएटर आ जाता है बीच में, और इस मीडिएटर के बाद द डेटा गोज इनटू पावर बीआई। एंड द मीडिएटर इज डेटा, मीडिएटर आता है आपका क्वेरी एडिटर, विच इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज पावर क्वेरी एडिटर। और ये पावर क्वेरी एडिटर पावर बीआई में नहीं, एक्सेल में भी मौजूद है। राइट, सो यू कैन डू इट इन एक्सेल एज वेल। सो डेटा से पावर क्वेरी एडिटर में चला गया, एंड देन इट मूव्स ऑन टू व्हाट? पावर बीआई। सो ये कब जाता हूं मैं? इंटरमीडिएट, ये कहां पर? अगर मैंने ट्रांसफॉर्म पे क्लिक करा, इफ आई क्लिक ऑन ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा, देन आई एंटर थ्रू दिस थिंग, मतलब मैं इंटरमीडिएटरी स्टेज से होते हुए निकलूंगा। इस केस में, लोड के केस में, व्हेन आई एम एब्सोल्युटली क्लियर, आई हैव नो इश्यूज विद द डेटा व्हाटसोएवर, एंड आई हैव टू मेक नो चेंजेस, नो प्रिपरेशन इन द डेटा, आई स्ट्रेट अवे लोड द डेटा इनटू पावर बीआई। आई कैन स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन द विजुअलाइजेशन एंड जनरेट रिपोर्ट्स ओवर देयर। But in case I think that, wait, hold on, I probably need to make certain changes in my data, I enter into something called as Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor से होते हुए निकल के आता हूं मैं, तो I'll move on to something called as transformation of the data. Is the screen not clear, Narendra, or is it like the concept not clear? Is the screen not clear? Screen to clear है ना? I'll just look into it. I'm saying that whenever I have to clean my data, अब जैसे मान लीजिए यहाँ नल नल दिख रहा है मुझे, बहुत सारा नल नल दिख रहा है मुझे, नल को मुझे मान लीजिए I don't want any kind of null values over there, so I need to treat null values. So which means that data बिल्कुल ready to use state में नहीं है. The data is not there in the ready to use state. If the data is not there in the ready to use state, then in that case, all right. So if the data is not there in the ready to use state, then I enter into Power Query, और मैं उसको ready to use बनाता हूं. That is, I make the data very clear. Right? That is, I prepare the data. उसके example भी हम लेंगे. I think I'll just take an example over here and we'll do that as well. Probably not today, but we'll definitely take the example of that. Data cleaning. Okay. सो ये पावर क्वेरी एडिटर के थ्रू मैं ये काम करता हूँ, राइट? नाउ दैट्स द एंटायर पॉइंट ओवर हियर. सो इफ आई वंस आई ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा, अब मैं ट्रांसफॉर्म डेटा पे क्लिक करूंगा तो मुझे कहां ले जाएगा? सीधा पावर क्वेरी एडिटर पे लेकर चला जाएगा, राइट? लेट मी डू दैट. आई फर्स्ट रिमूव द एनोटेशन, आई डिलीट दिस, right? So if you guys want to take a screenshot, this is the time, but I don't think I've written ऐसा कुछ खास लिखा नहीं है. Still, right? चलिए, अब यहां पर मैं, if I click on transform data, again I'll repeat: load, enter into Power BI; transform, enter into Power Query Editor. Now once I click on transform, another tab will open up. एक न्यू टैब ओपन हो जाएगा, और वो न्यू टैब क्या रहेगा? आपका पावर क्वेरी एडिटर का टैब रहेगा. एंड वो मेरा ये कुछ ऐसा, दिस इज द पावर क्वेरी एडिटर ओवर हियर. ओके, दिस इज द पावर क्वेरी एडिटर. रिफ्रेश बोलो, रिफ्रेश कर दीजिए डेटा को, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू आस्क फॉर रिफ्रेश ऑन एवरी data here because I keep on using this data repeatedly, no? So it says that, do you want to refresh it, something like that. It has never harmed me, so I'll just say that please refresh it, right? चलिए, now एक बार ये चीज हो गई. Now this is what you're seeing right now in front of you is Power Query Editor. पावर क्वेरी एडिटर के ऊपर आराम से पूरा एक सेशन लेने वाला हूं. आई थिंक नेक्स्ट सेशन दैट आई एम गोइंग टू पुट अप ओवर हियर विल बी अ प्री रिकॉर्डेड वर्जन. विल बी अ प्री रिकॉर्डेड वर्जन. उस प्री रिकॉर्डेड वर्जन में व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल एक्सप्लेन द पावर क्वेरी एडिटर इन डिटेल. Now, either will be a pre-recorded version, or I might take a call on, let's see how can we. I probably would like to take that uh, upfront anyways, right? So, anyways, here this is live going on right now. Cool. So, अभी मैंने क्या करा था? What I did was let's try and understand. Okay, just a minute, just a minute. Okay. Now, if I look at it, so calendar is there. Calendar के बाद we move on to customer, from product, from sales, from territory, from customer one, product two. Now, अभी मेरे को ये देखना था, customer one was the suggested table of Power BI. Product two was the suggested product table of Power BI. I'll just see customer one and customer. Customer is this: source, navigation, promoted headers, and changed data type. Here, customer one is it has not promoted the header. Here, it has promoted the header. I think it's okay. The header means the total, the topmost row over here, but I think it's fine. Not a huge change. It's very minor change. I think we can say that ये कोई खास मुझे चेंज करके नहीं दे रहा है, तो राइट क्लिक करता हूँ इसके ऊपर और इसको मैं डिलीट कर देता हूँ. आई डोंट वांट दिस. It's going to ask for a confirmation. I said that yes, I'm absolutely 100% sure. I'm going to delete this. I'll click on product over here. I'll right click and then I'll delete it again. Right? Now, this is the case. If you look at it, this is the case over here. Now, ये change, अब मान लीजिए मुझे यहाँ पर कुछ changes करने थे. Right? There are certain changes that I need to do. For example, if I click on date, I don't want this hand over here. Date. मुझे यहाँ पर क्या चाहिए? It has to be date. It's not date time, na? Because everywhere it is 0000. I don't want that date time kind of stuff. I'll say that let's click over here and convert this into date. And I'll say that replace the current. So column got replaced over here. Now I can see that this is the date over here. There's a date key and all that kind of stuff. Let's say this is one change I can see over here. Then we can see that even birth date, I don't need any kind of time over here. I can say that this is my date actually. So I'll say that replace current. And yeah, I'll just a bit of glimpse over here. Product में जाता हूँ, तो I think the same thing will be seen in products last column over here, which is the start date. And start date appears to be the date from where the product selling has started. So I'll just go for date over here. Again, replace current. Right. So if I click on sales, order date, ship date, the same thing as जो Excel में करा था. We'll just do it over here. We'll click on this and we'll say that make it date, replace current. Click on this. date, replace current. Right? So these are certain exemplary changes which I'm talking about. It certainly doesn't mean that this is the level of changes we're going to make. Look at the kind of extended, look at the kind of tools that we have above. This is home. We can look at, we can go to data sources, we can look at parameters, we can look at querying, we can manage columns, we can manage rows over here, we can sort the data, we can transform the data, we can combine even tables over here. हाँ, टेबल व्यू और पावर क्वेरी के बीच में मैं अभी फर्क बताता हूँ. I'll just tell you. It's a decent question. Yes, I'll tell you. Now, AI insights, Azure machine learning, you can actually do it over here. But again, इसको use करने के लिए you need to log in over here. Once I click on it, it's going to ask you to. Oh, brilliant. I think no, it's still going to log in. So I think, anyways, I need to log into Azure account over here, right? But I think let's keep it for some other day because I'm not sure that each one of us basically is pretty much aware of what you mean by Azure and AWS. Okay, so अभी Power BI पे रहते हैं. ये कुछ मैंने exemplary example के तौर पे change करे हैं. Level of changes that I can make in my data, I can actually convert a very raw data. I'll show you. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you that we can convert a very raw data into a clean, workable data over here using Power Query Editor. और ये सारे tools हैं उसके. This is just Home tab. Then we have tools in Transform tab. Then we have tools in Add Column tab. Then we have tools in View. Then we have features in View. Then we have features in Tools over here as well. And of course, there's a Help column always there, right? Now, once I'm done with all my changes, right, I'm going to click on close and apply. That is, now close the Power Query Editor and apply these changes to my data. And now take the changed data into Power BI. अगर मैं सिर्फ क्लोज कर दूं तो ये सिर्फ पावर क्वेरी एडिटर क्लोज हो जाएगा, अप्लाई कुछ नहीं होगा. अप्लाई कर दूं तो सिर्फ अप्लाई हो जाएगा, अप्लाई होके डेटा पावर बीआई में नहीं पहुंचेगा. What if I say close and apply? Once I click on close and apply, Power Query Editor automatically is going to close, and the changes that you have made in the data using Power Query Editor automatically gets applied on the data, and वो डेटा आपका पावर बीआई में पहुंचेगा. वो क्लिक करते ही कुछ ऐसी चीजें होने वाली. It'll take some time, है ना, because data heavy है यहाँ पर. 60,000 rows है. Not that heavy, but heavy enough. So now it's doing the changes over here. It's connecting model and it's actually taking data into Power BI. तो उसको थोड़ा सा यहाँ टाइम लग रहा है. टाइम लगता भी है अगर डेटा हैवी है तो, राइट. And now it has done it. Before I move further, I'll just go to the model view and मैं यहाँ पर ये जो इनके बीच में रिलेशनशिप है ना, इसको मैं डिलीट कर देता हूँ. Power BI ऑटोमेटिकली रिलेशनशिप बना देता है. But I think I'll come to model view in a while. Let's go to the ground, है ना, स्टेडियम के ग्राउंड पर आते हैं. So जैसे ही मैंने डेटा इंपोर्ट करा, you can see all the 5 tables are coming over here. Calendar, कस्टमर, प्रोडक्ट, सेल्स एंड टेरिटरी. और अब यहां पर डेटा वो नहीं है जो आपने एक्सेल से लिया है. डेटा वो है जो आपने चेंज कर दिया था पावर क्वेरी एडिटर में. अगर आपने चेंज कर दिया है, आपने कॉलम ऐड कर दिए हैं, आपने कुछ कॉलम डिलीट कर दिए हैं, आपने दो कॉलम को कंबाइन कर दिया है, या किसी का डेटा टाइप बदल दिया है, या कुछ और कर दिया है, वो चेंज डेटा जो है वो यहां पर पहुंचा है आपका. राइट, राइट, दैट्स द पॉइंट. Now we can have this is all. Now एक बार अगर मैं यहाँ पर ड्रॉप डाउन को इस पे क्लिक करता हूँ, then I can see all the these are all the columns of the calendar data. Can you see date, date की, fiscal month name, fiscal quarter. ये सब क्या है? ये सब columns का, these are all the columns in the data, है ना. We can see अगर एडवेंचर वर्क्स डेटाबेस में लेता हूँ और अगर मैं इसको ओपन करता हूँ तो कैलेंडर में ये मेरे कॉलम्स थे. डेट, डेट की, ईयर, क्वार्टर, मंथ नंबर, फिस्कल ईयर, फिस्कल क्वार्टर. हालांकि ऑर्डर ऑफ कॉलम्स विल चेंज ओवर हियर. यहाँ एक्सेल में कॉलम का ऑर्डर कुछ भी नहीं था, लेकिन पावर बीआई कॉलम्स को कैसे ऑर्डर कर देता है? अल्फाबेटिकली ऑर्डर कर देता है. तो इट स्टार्ट्स विद डेट डी, देन मूव्स ऑन टू एफ, देन मूव्स ऑन टू एम, देन एम के बाद जो भी आपका अल्फाबेटिकली कॉलम्स को उसने क्या कर दिया है? अरेंज कर दिया. Similarly, I'm getting the columns of calendar, I'm getting the columns of customer टेबल में जो भी कॉलम्स है मेरे, तो कस्टमर टेबल में जो भी कॉलम्स रहेंगे वो सारे कॉलम्स अल्फाबेटिकल ऑर्डर में ऑटोमेटिकली यहाँ आ जाएंगे, पावर क्वेरी एडिटर में आ जाएंगे. ओके, we can click on the drop down to minimize or maximize this. प्रोडक्ट से रिलेटेड सारे, सेल्स से रिलेटेड, टेरिटरी से रिलेटेड. ओके, ये हो गया मेरा रिपोर्ट व्यू. अब मेरा रिपोर्ट व्यू बिल्कुल तैयार है, डेटा मेरा बिल्कुल तैयार है. ऑल आई नीड टू डू इज टू स्टार्ट विजुअलाइजेशन. पर 2 मिनट रुकते हैं. आई थिंक देयर आर 2 more व्यूज दैट वी डिस्कस्ड ओवर हियर. एक था मेरा ये, वो व्हाट हैपेंड जास्मिन, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके, एक ये था मेरा, इट्स गिविंग मी अ रेक्टेंगल ओनली. ओके, नो वरीज, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है भाई, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ना. वी हैव जस्ट सीन दिस. Okay, I'm probably not able to annotate. I'll just quick the annotation software, come back over here, reopen it. And I'll try it first this time before making a statement. एक बार मैं ट्राई कर लेता हूँ, नहीं तो फिर से गड़बड़ ना. इस बार हो रहा है, बढ़िया हो रहा है, कूल. सो अभी हमने जो देखा ये हमारा था रिपोर्ट व्यू, इसको बोलते हैं हम रिपोर्ट व्यू. अगर एक इसको क्रिकेट स्टेडियम से कंपेयर करूं तो ये है ग्राउंड जहां पर खेल खेला जाएगा, पिच है जहां पर बेसिकली. Okay, this is your pitch. Okay, this is your pitch. We're going to play the game and this is the entire ground in a way. यहाँ pitch side में है, बस इतना देखना है आपको. Okay, now if I look at it, this is my table view, right? This is my table view. Table view क्या करता है, थोड़ी देर में उसमें enter करके देखते हैं. Okay, then we have something called as model view. I think one question was asked by Shefali that what is the difference between Power Query Editor and Table View. So let's enter into Table View. Now अब मैंने डेटा ले लिया यहाँ पर, है ना. टेबल व्यू पे आऊंगा तो मुझे वो डेटा टैबुलर फॉर्म में दिख जाएगा, जैसे एक्सेल में देख रहा था. एक्सेल इज ऑल्सो व्हाट, एक्सेल इज ऑल्सो टैबुलर व्यू ना. ये टेबल के फॉर्म में तो दिख रहा है मुझे डेटा. यहां पर भी मैं पावर क्वेरी टेबल व्यू में जाऊंगा तो मुझे टेबल फॉर्मेट में डेटा मिल जाएगा. बट फर्क सिर्फ इतना है कि वंस वी मूव ऑन टू टेबल व्यू, देयर आर सर्टेन थिंग्स दैट आई कैन डू. टेबल टूल्स एंड कॉलम टूल्स विच विल ओपन अप. इस पर मैं आता हूं, बट फिलहाल अगर मैं टेबल पे क्लिक करूंगा तो कॉलम टूल्स हट जाएगा. सो यहां पर बहुत ज्यादा तो नहीं, लेकिन कुछ चीजें मैं टेबल व्यू में कर सकता हूं. ओके, इफ आई क्लिक ऑन टेबल, वो टेबल टूल ऐसे भी खुलने ही वाला था मेरा. सो कोई ज्यादा लोड की बात नहीं है. ओके, right? So this is the table view. It's a view, that is you can actually have a look at, okay, data kaisa hai brother. This is my data, yes, this is the data, calendar data. Is this my customer data? Yes, this is my customer data. Is this my product data? Yes, this is my product data. This is what I wanted to import. Yes. Okay, is this my sales data? Is this my territory data? All that can be seen over here. Now table view is provides us a shortcut to enter into Power Query Editor, right? In case what happens is, at times I forget that, okay, एक आधी change रह जाता है कभी कभी Power Query Editor में करना. So I can right click over here in the table view and enter into edit query. Once I click on edit query from table view, I'll be taken into Power Query Editor. I'll be taken into something called as Power Query Editor. Right, I can close this. As of now, I'll just close this. But right click and you can enter into edit query, you can enter into Power Query Editor. Right, here I can add columns as well. I can add a new column, I can add manage relationship. But I think ये जो ऊपर दिख रहा है मुझे table tools and column tools will also come in the other views over here as well. So table view is just to see how your tables are. I cannot recall anything which is very very specifically for table view कि ये चीज table view पे ही करी जा सकती है. ये चीजें टेबल व्यू में ही करी जा सकती है और कहीं नहीं करी जा सकती, ऐसा मुझे बहुत कम दिखाई देता है. बट ये चीज मैं रिपोर्ट व्यू और मॉडल व्यू के बारे में बोल सकता हूं. मॉडल व्यू के बारे में मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि भाई डेटा मॉडलिंग तो सिर्फ मॉडल व्यू में ही हो सकती है, एंड आई थिंक आई कैन कनेक्ट द टेबल्स ओवर हियर ओनली, एंड यहाँ पर मैं रिपोर्ट व्यू में ही मैं विजुअलाइजेशन क्रिएट कर सकता हूँ और कहीं नहीं कर सकता, राइट? सो टेबल व्यू के बारे में ऐसा, टेबल इज जस्ट अ व्यू ओवर हियर, यू कैन सी योर डेटा, दैट्स इट. राइट क्लिकिंग ऑन इट एंड एडिटिंग क्वेरी विल बेसिकली टेक इनटू पावर क्वेरी एडिटर, और वहां पर अपना डेटा जो है आप अपना डेटा क्लीन कर सकते हैं, सुधार सकते हैं, चेंज कर सकते हैं, राइट? Now, once I move on to model view, okay. Now, model view का मतलब है डेटा मॉडलिंग. डेटा मॉडलिंग मतलब डेटा मॉडलिंग एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, फिलहाल डेटा मॉडलिंग का मतलब हम एक सिंपल समझ के चलते हैं. डेटा मॉडलिंग का मतलब है कनेक्टिंग दी टेबल, ओके. सो अभी फिलहाल पावर बीआई ने ऑलरेडी अपनी समझ के हिसाब से टेबल्स को कनेक्ट कर दिए. समझ के हिसाब से मतलब उसने देखा होगा कौन कौन से कॉमन कॉलम्स हैं, उससे मैं क्या करता हूं, टेबल को कनेक्ट कर देता हूं. बट इस चीज को समझने के लिए इसने कनेक्ट कैसे करा, मुझे डेटा मॉडलिंग का कंसेप्ट समझना रहेगा. आई नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द कंसेप्ट ऑफ डेटा मॉडलिंग. नो शेफाली, टेबल व्यू में आप डेटा एडिट नहीं कर सकते, एक्सेल की तरह नहीं कर सकते. आप यहां डबल क्लिक करके हम यहां पर चेंज नहीं कर सकते, वो नहीं कर सकता मैं, ओके. पावर क्वेरी एडिटर एक्सेल के जैसा काम नहीं करेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इसमें कंट्रोल एस कंट्रोल वी नहीं होगा, कंट्रोल सी कंट्रोल वी नहीं होगा जो एक्सेल में होता है. लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर जो थोड़ा सा सोफिस्टिकेटेड कर दी गई हैं फॉर डेटा सिक्योरिटी रीजंस. अदरवाइज गलती से आपसे डिलीट दब गया तो डेटा ही डिलीट हो जाए, isn't it? And probably Microsoft understood that as the sanctity of data is increasing in today's business world, uh, a tool like Microsoft Excel might not offer that level of security for data. So Power BI enters. In Power BI में आप वो चीज नहीं आई, I cannot just press delete over here and delete that data. I cannot do that. नहीं कर सकता मैं. Power BI will not allow it. There is a way to do it इन पावर क्वेरी एडिटर, वो हम देखेंगे आगे आने वाले सेशंस में. पर टेबल व्यू से डेटा एडिट मैं नहीं कर सकता. टेबल व्यू से मैं पावर क्वेरी एडिटर में एंटर कर सकता हूं जहां मैं डेटा को एडिट कर सकता हूं, ओके. नाउ लेट्स कम बैक टू मॉडल व्यू ओवर हियर. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय मॉडल? डेटा मॉडल का मतलब क्या हुआ? इसके लिए मुझे क्या करना है? आई नीड टू, आई थिंक आई ओपन अप द वीटीडीसी डैशबोर्ड ओवर हियर. आई थिंक कल का डैशबोर्ड हम लोगों ने क्रिएट करके रखा हुआ था. आई थिंक आई हैवंट क्लोज्ड इट ओवर हियर. So if you guys want to take a screenshot, you guys can take it. But I think, yeah, I mean, this is our this is where we discussed yesterday how the data projects run. Okay. Anyways, Abhi, I'll open up a new one and I probably will not save it, right? And move on to understand. I mean, let's try and understand what do you mean by data modeling और कनेक्टिंग टेबल. अभी मैं डेटा मॉडलिंग टेक्निकल टर्म की बात नहीं करता हूं. टेबल को कनेक्ट करने का क्या मतलब है? नाउ if I have two tables, let's say this is a smaller table and there is a bigger table. Bigger table मतलब ज्यादा डेटा है उसमें. सिंपल सी बात है, इस टेबल में क्या है, ज्यादा, there is a bigger data present over here, okay. And let me draw it in red only here, right? And these are the two tables over here. So दो टेबल्स है भैया आपके. हमारी एग्जांपल से ले लेते हैं. लेट्स से आई कैन टेक अप समथिंग लाइक, yeah, I think we can take this as customer table and this is our sales table. We can move on to, this is our sales table, right? Customer table and sales table. Up, you're a data analyst, you need to give insights based on the data over here. Customer table consists of, oops, chalo ek aadhi line, it's okay. Customer table consists of various information or various granular details related to customer. लाइक उसका नाम, उसका बर्थ डेट दिया है तो एज भी दिया ही है एक तरीके से. इफ आई एम गिवन द बर्थ डेट, आई एम गिवन एज इन अ वे, isn't it? So I'll say that, let's say customer ID is given. Here also there is, because every sale is made by a customer, no? So I think sales table will also have something called as a customer ID. It may not be the first column, but it will be a column somewhere, isn't it, in the sales table? So I'm saying that there is a customer ID, there is a customer ID, common column. And then we'll have like product ID as well, which product was sold, PID. Then we can talk about the territory ID over here, or territory key as well, ki kahan sell hua hai. Then we can talk about what was the quantity, what was the sales made, how many quantities were purchased over here, right? What was the price of the item, and anything else which is required in the sales data, right? Now, customer ID also has something like name of the customer, name of the customer, then customer age, then I think it has customer income, it has the commute distance. Guys, pardon my handwriting. I think I'll try and improve it, right? But I think this just cope up with it. Okay, commute distance, income ho gaya. It might be anything. It might be the gender of the customer. It might be how many children does the customer have. Now, if I tell you what is data modeling, why is it required, and what is the significance of data modeling in today's data analytics world, uske upar baat kar. Now, if somebody says that, can you give me a relation between, can you tell me, is the income changing along with the age? So here, I want to analyze one age column. In fact, I want to analyze income column with a change in age. Can I say this? With a change in age, I want to analyze income column over here. पॉसिबल है, बिल्कुल पॉसिबल है, क्योंकि दोनों कॉलम्स क्या है, एक ही टेबल में है. Both the columns are on the same table over here, right? I can also say that, okay, probably age or income नहीं, ठीक है, चलिए. Can you just analyze the commute distance and the gender and the commute distance? I just want to understand that कि भाई gender, is commute distance a problem for males and females separately? मतलब दोनों को, मतलब commute distance जो है अगर 3 किलोमीटर 4 किलोमीटर, is it, I mean, I'm under the assumption that females travel slightly lesser, they prefer slightly less travel as compared to males. Is it true? I can do the analysis over here and find it out. Okay. Then we have something called as can we have a relation between the age and the children? I can say all this is possible because all these columns are on the same table. Similarly, you can also do the similar kind of analysis over here if the columns that you're analyzing with are on the same table. But now, let's say somebody says that, give me an analysis between the income level of the customer and the sales am I making with it, right? And the sales am I making with that customer. मतलब आप मुझे कस्टमर का मुझे इनकम लेवल एंड कस्टमर का मुझे the sales, the average sales I'm generating from that customer. I want that. So I want income and sales. Problem यहाँ पर ये है that income is present in one table whereas sales is present in another one. And if the two tables remain absolutely disconnected with each other, I'll not be able to analyze income and sales. And this is where data modeling comes into picture. With the help of data modeling, what I can say is I can connect these two tables using the common column. Which one is the common column over here? I can see that common column is nothing but equal to customer ID. Can we see? This is the common column over here, customer ID. Or using this, I can connect the two table, or I can say that I can connect customer and sales, or sales and customers. Right. Now, which means that, see, understand this. Let's say there are 500 customers that I have. And let's say all the customers have made the purchase, but the purchases are 2,700, which is fine because a customer might be purchasing more than once, right? एक से ज्यादा बार purchase कर सकता है customer, isn't it? So the point over here is 500 and 2700. Now let's say I want to understand the income level of a customer. Now if I connect these two tables using the common column, what happens over here is that I can now use the non-common columns over here and the non-common columns over here to do my analysis. Now that as the tables are connected, I can now, the tool like Power BI can drag income from this table, can drag sales from this table, put it together, and I can do my analysis, which otherwise would not have been possible had the two tables not been connected to each other. सो ये कनेक्शन कैसे हो रहा है भाई? ये सारा कनेक्शन है मेरा कस्टमर आईडी का। जब भी मैं इनकम निकालूंगा और सेल्स निकालूंगा, मैं कस्टमर आईडी से मैच करूंगा उसको। फॉर एग्जांपल, okay, this is let's say 1063 is a customer id. I can see wherever 1063 is present, I'll just calculate the average sales of 1000 wherever 1063 is present, and I'll present the average sales of 1063 and the income of 1063 customer id. And now I can see that, okay, at this income level, this is the sales I'm generating. And this is just an example of two tables over here, customer and sales. Similarly, in our example, there are many other tables over here, right? There are other tables. There is a product table, there is a territory table, there is a calendar table as well. Imagine if these all five tables are connected to each other, which means that they're individual columns over here. Let's say this table consists of 10 columns. This table consists of 15 columns. This table consists of 10, 12, and 8 columns. Let's say, assuming. Then all these columns over here, which is 10 plus 15 plus 10 plus 12 plus 8, that is 20, 30, another 25. 55 columns are there, and if I segregate, let's say जो common columns होंगे, let's say 3-4 column हटा देता हूँ, 51 unique columns. 51 unique columns. Any 2, 3, or 4 columns can be taken from any two table, and we can do the analysis. For example, if product is also connected with sales, let's say product is also connected with sales, then now I can see that what income category prefers what color of product. This is also very interesting. There are certain products in which color is a very, very important attribute of the product. So I can say that, is there a relation between the income category and the color that they're suggesting? So initially these two tables are far away from each other, not connected at all. But once I connect them, I can do my analysis between income level and product as well. That's the point. That's the point of data modeling. Right? This is what we are doing in data modeling. या सो आई थिंक यही चीज हम क्या करने वाले हैं अभी डेटा मॉडल में क्रिएट करने वाले हैं. लेट मी क्रिएट दिस इन डेटा मॉडल. दिस इज माय डेटा मॉडल. नाउ दिस इज व्हाट पावर बीआई हैज डन. पावर बीआई सेड दैट, अब मैं थोड़ा दिमाग लगाया, मैंने खुद ही दिमाग लगा लिया, एंड आई कुड सी दैट सर्टेन टेबल्स हैड सर्टेन कॉमन कॉलम्स. For example, I found territory in this particular table. If I just click on that line, it'll highlight the common columns over here. And as you can see, the common column highlighted over there is sales territory key, and their sales territory key over there as well. Yeah. So it says that I can now, okay, I found common column over here, territory and sales table. Let's join it up. So it joined the two table using sales territory key. है ना? Similarly, if I click on this line, Power BI would have observed that in the product table, there is something called as product key. In the sales table, also there is something called as product key, which means that, is it the same product key? Yes, it is. Then can we combine these two tables using the product key? It did that. Then it moved on to customer and said that there is a customer key over here. There is a customer key in my sales table. The sales table and the customer can also be connected with each other. Okay. So it connected. Right now I'll just delete these connections so that I can show you how can we, in case the connection is not there, how can we form the connection ourselves. Okay, I'll just delete this. This is my model view. I'm in model view right now. Okay, Now, if let's say I want to connect these two, now I can easily understand that sales appears to be the central data over here. I think it'll not take a lot of understanding over here that sales is my central data. Okay, this is my sales. This is my central data over here. That is almost all the columns over here will be connected with the main table called as sales. Okay, I hope you're able to see this. I'll just zoom in a little bit. I think 70% is okay. Right now, how can we connect product table and sales table? We understood that it has a product key and there is a product key. What I need to do is to go to this product key, drag it, left click over here, keep the left click on and drag it and put it on top of this product key. The moment I do it, it's going to ask, okay, are you sure? Oops, what happened over here? I think I made a mistake. Whoa, I'll do it again. So I'll just take this product key and put it on top of this product key. Something like this appeared over here, which says that, is it true? Is this the product key? Is this the product key? These two are columns you want to join? I said, yes, these are the two columns which I want to join. What is the cardinality? We'll come to cardinality in a while, right? And we'll come to cross filter direction as well. Now make this relationship active. From product table, this is the column. From sales table, this is the column. Now once I click on save over here, the connection will be established. Okay. And if I go to territory, I'll go to sales territory key, take it up and try and find out where is my sales territory key. Here is my sales territory key. I'll just put it on sales, and these are the two columns. Everything seems to be fine. Yes, it is absolutely fine. So I clicked on this one. Right now, once I'll come to customer. I'll come to calendar the last. Okay, it has customer key, and I think I'm not able to see the customer key, but it's over here now. So I'll take the customer key and put it on top of the customer key over here. Again, save. Right, the relationship exists over here. Now date and order date. I think it's the date and the see. If I want to see something, I think it's the order date which is more important than ship date. So Power BI didn't connect these two because there were two dates over here, order date and ship date. And I don't know ये date को इनमें से किससे connect करना है, order date से connect करना है कि ship date से connect करना है. So Power BI couldn't see that coming, right? So I think that's why इसने बोला इसका तो connection आप खुद ही देखो. Now then I said that okay, here calendar talks about date. मतलब कौन से ईयर में फॉल कर रहा है वो डेट, कौन सा क्वार्टर है, कौन सा मंथ है. That is granularity is about a date. And I think I should connect it with the order date because order date is slightly more important than shipping date. Right? It's more important than shipping date, isn't it? Because order date से ही तो देखूंगा कब क्या order आया, कितनी सेल हुई है, सारा ट्रेंड, सारी सीजनैलिटी order date से ही देखूंगा मैं. So I'll say that let's drag date over here and put it on top of the order date. That way, it says that this is the date and this is the date. Do you want to join? Do you want to keep the cardinality one to many and cross filter direction single? I said yes. I save it. Now there is a connection between all the tables over here. Now, as this table is connected to this table is also connected to this one. All the five tables over here are in a way connected to each other. More or less, right now I can say that sales table is very strongly connected to all the other four tables over here. Right? So that's the point. Yeah. Now, let's try and understand two things. One is this property zone over here, which is there. So I think there's a data pane. You can see the data over here. You can see your model as well, right? And I think it's not good for us to basically take a tour right now, but well, let's keep it to tables right now. Okay. Now, properties, you can move on to cards, and I think here they must have changed few things, but no worries, no worries. Show related fields when card is collapsed, pin related fields. I think this is just cards right now. Very interesting. Now, if I click on one line, the property will change. Now property will talk about the property of that line. Every line is a relationship between two tables. हर line tables दो relationship. हाँ, ग्रैनुलैरिटी मतलब, ग्रैनुलैरिटी का मतलब है किसी चीज की गहराई में जाना. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ग्रैनुलैरिटी. ग्रैनुलैरिटी मतलब एक डेट के बारे में मैं क्या क्या बात कर सकता हूँ. कौन से साल का है, कौन से महीने का है, कौन से क्वार्टर का है, वीकेंड है, वीकडे है, संडे, मंडे, ट्यूसडे, कौन सा डेट. ये सब उस डेट की क्या है, ग्रैनुलैरिटी. राइट नाउ. Okay, but sir, but tables are different number of cells. Like in customer, there are 500 cells. In sales, there are 2000. So we'll give total data by adding both. Good question again. I'll come back to it. I'm coming back to it, Chef Ali. I think I wish I would have saved that table which I've drawn over here, but no worries. So I'll come to that. Now, let's understand every relation. Yeah, if I click on relation, first of all, relation किन दोनों टेबल पे है वो दिखा देगा. सेल्स पे है और कैलेंडर पे है. सेल्स का ऑर्डर डेट एंड कैलेंडर का डेट आपने कंबाइन करा है. कार्डिनैलिटी इज मेनी टू वन. मेनी टू वन मतलब this is many. Can you just see an asterisk sign over here? This is many and this is one. That is one value from here is coming multiple times here is what Power BI is saying. Which I said that it's absolutely fine. बहुत सही है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है भाई. कैलेंडर एक डेट में 50 सेल्स हो सकती हैं. Which means that a date will come multiple number of times over here. Absolutely fine. वही चीज कस्टमर के साथ भी है. एक कस्टमर 50 बार परचेज कर सकता है. एक प्रोडक्ट कईयों बार बिक सकता है यहाँ पर. और एक टेरिटरी में बहुत सारी सेल्स हो सकती हैं. दैट इज व्हाई ऑल दीज रिलेशनशिप्स ओवर हियर आर नथिंग बट इक्वल टू one to many. One element over here of date and many occurrences of that element over here is one to many if you read it from here to here. But right now it's many to one. Okay. Similarly, we can have other one that is one to one. One to one is something like VLOOKUP in Excel, right? One value exists exactly one time over here as well. यहाँ पर एक बार आ रहा है डेट, यहाँ पर भी एक ही बार आ रहा है. That is one to one. One to many is just the vice versa of it, and many to many is, well, many times date is coming over here and many times the date is coming over here as well. इसको आपको डिफाइन करने की जरूरत नहीं. ये पावर बीआई खुद पकड़ लेगा. जब आप कनेक्ट करोगे ना, पावर बीआई ये खुद पकड़ लेगा. बट आपको लगता है कि जैसे अब यहां पर है, अगर आप देखोगे, इफ आई डिलीट दिस and if I try and make it again, Power BI automatically detects it's a one-to-many relationship over here between calendar and sales. है ना. उल्टा कर दोगे अगर यहाँ पर जैसे यहाँ पर से यहाँ पर ठीक है, चलिए कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, सेल्स नहीं आ रहा, दैट्स ओके, राइट. देन इन दैट केस इट सेज दैट इट्स अ वन टू मनी रिलेशनशिप. ये खुद ही कैच कर रहा है यहाँ पर. एंड इफ आई सेव इट, you don't have to worry about anything else over here. Is it clear? क्रॉस फिल्टर डायरेक्शन पे मैं आता हूं. इस पे व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय क्रॉस फिल्टर, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सिंगल डायरेक्शन, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय डबल डायरेक्शन. आई विल कम टू दैट. ओके. सो दिस इज प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ अ रिलेशनशिप. अब ये सब टेबल सेल्स से कनेक्टेड है. ऑल दीज टेबल्स आर कनेक्टेड विद सेल्स. Now, if I just focus on the question which is there in the chat box, which says that, sir, but tables are unique or distinct values same to one many. Pradyumna, can you just be slightly more specific over here? What are you talking about? Yes, unique and distinct values will be there, will be specific over here. Yeah. Now, idhar dekhiye, sir, but tables are different. If I just look at it, it says the tables are different number of cells. Like in customers में 500 cells हैं. और 500 सेल नहीं बोलना चाहिए, 500 रोज है. एंड सेल्स में 50,000 रोज है, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली द सेल्स है ना. आई मीन वो कस्टमर सुबह भी कुछ गया खरीदने के लिए, दोपहर में भी कुछ गया, शाम में भी गया, एक ही दिन में. सो एक ही दिन में 3 एंट्री हो सकती है उस कस्टमर की. पॉसिबल है, 100% पॉसिबल है, राइट. सो अब पॉइंट ये है, मेरा पॉइंट ये है दैट कैलेंडर कंसिस्ट ऑफ, आई विल जस्ट गो फॉर द स्क्रीन annotation over here. It consists of 500 rows. It consists of 50,000 rows, right? How do we connect over here? So when there is one date, let's say the date is aaj ki date 24/07/2024, and it's a Wednesday. देन यहां पर जो ऑर्डर डेट रहेगा, यहां पर वो डेट जो है कम से कम इन सारे इस टेबल में वो डेट कम, लेट्स से 100 173 टाइम्स आई है वो डेट, लेट्स से, बिकॉज 173 डिफरेंट सेल्स ऑर्डर वर प्लेस्ड ओवर हियर। देन हर 173 अकरेंस के सामने ये क्या हो जाएगा, वेंसडे हो जाएगा, बिकॉज दिस डेट इज व्हाट, वेंसडे। बट मैं ऐसा बना नहीं रहा हूं, ये एक हाइपोथेटिकल लेवल पे बना हुआ है, वेन एवर आई कॉल इट आई विल शो वेंसडे, but it's not storing the data. That's the entire point of data modeling. Data modeling just connects the table, it doesn't merge or join the table, it just connects the table over here. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many if there is a imbalance between the number of rows of the two connected tables, the connection will still be established. I hope this is clear to you. Right, this was a question which was worth asking because modeling में लोगों को इस पे confusion आता है. Okay. All right, guys. Cool. Right. So this is data modeling. Now, if I come to my report view and एक छोटा सा टेबल बना के देख लेते हैं कि इससे फर्क क्या पड़ रहा है मॉडलिंग से. So अब मैंने एक काम करा, मैंने क्या करा, मैं जाता हूं प्रोडक्ट में, आई टेक कैटेगरी, कैटेगरी को ड्रैग कर दिया और टेबल में ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएगा. एंड यहां पर मैं सेल्स टेबल में जाता हूं और सेल्स टेबल में आई टेक सेल्स अमाउंट एंड पुट इट अप ओवर हियर. Then can you guys see that there is a, okay, how can I magnify this table? I can increase the font size, format कर सकता हूं, but अभी लेने दे. I think you guys can still read the table. Is it readable? Otherwise I'll have to go to formatting of this. I'll have to go to table and formatting. राइट, कर ही लेते हैं. चलिए, इस पे गया मैं, विजुअलाइजेशन पे गया, मैं फॉर्मेट पे जाता हूं, general visual, I'll say that values, let's increase the font over here, right, and I can increase the table. Abhi right now I'm not creating anything, just wanted to have you guys have a look at it. So मैंने यहां पर क्या करा, there were three categories: accessories, bikes and clothing. And right now I'm looking at sum of sales amount in a table. In a table, I'm looking at sum of sales amount, right? I can go to formatting again. I can go to column headers, and column headers can also be, let's say, 20 over here. So column headers are, you can also see the column headers over here. You can click over here, but जाने देते हैं, छोड़िए. Right. So this is column headers. Can you just see sum of sales over here? Now clothing के total sales आ रहा है 322 676, मतलब कुछ 300,000 322,000 की sales clothing की है. SSS की sales आ रही 667,000 and bike की sales आ रही को 2.8 million. All these three sum up to 2.9 million sales of the entire company across all the years, right? Across all the years over here. Now ये इसलिए possible हो. Now please understand, I've taken one column category from product table and I've taken sales amount, the other column from the sales table. The tick indicates that one column is taken from here and one column is taken from here. And I was able to get this data because these two tables, these two columns or these two tables in model view are connected to each other. Now, if product and sales are not connected, let me delete the connection over here. If I delete the connection between product and sales, Power BI will not be able to understand what's the relation between this category and this sales amount because the table connection is not there at all. So what we'll do is it's going to reflect something like this. False data, and it's basically reflecting total in all of them. Blank value भी को भी ये क्या दिखा रहा है, total ही दिखा रहा है. So for against every category is showing the total because that's what it knows. This is happening because Power BI is getting confused between boss. I'll not be able to understand this. Yeah. No. Physical or logical join, I believe, Pradyum, you want to say that are the tables getting merged? Answer to that question is no. The tables are not getting merged. Okay. Now, एक बार फिर से अब अगर मैं यहाँ पर क्या करता हूँ, if I just take the product key, put it on top of this product key and say that let's save this. Whoa. Yeah. Let's save this. And now once I go to my report view, you can see that now everything is absolutely fine. everything is absolutely fine, data मुझे वैसे का वैसे ही फिर से मिल गया है. Can I say this? The data is absolutely fine, right? Because now Power BI can understand that okay, category product category जो product table में है and sales जो यहाँ पर है, there is a connection over there, right? So that is the importance of data modeling, guys. This is what we have covered today. And I think we will move on to visualization. Tomorrow onwards, we'll start with visualization. Or tomorrow, perhaps we can move to Power Query Editor. I think you will get to know. Notification में आपको समझ में आ ही जाएगा. Right? I think we'll move on to either Power Query Editor, the detailed, the granularities of Power Query Editor, or we'll move on to how can we create visualizations, right? I'll just delete this table because, well, I didn't want it. Now I'll do Control S, and it's very important for me to save my work because modeling करके रख ली मैंने. So I'll save this as adventure, and I'll go for YT Live. I'll go for YT Live, adventure YT Live .pbix. I save it. Once I save it, right now I can close it. Now that tbix file is created. So now next time come when we come tomorrow, we'll open that file. We'll not have to do our work right from scratch. We'll start from there. Right, guys. So I think this is where I'm ending the class over here. I hope it's very clear about data modeling and the background work over here. Now, once we are set, right, generally process कुछ ऐसा रहता है that we intake the data, we clean the data in Power Query Editor, we take the data into Power BI, we do the data modeling, and once all this stuff is ready, then we move on to visualization. Okay, so I think the same thing will follow over here in our series as well. Right, guys. So yeah, I'll put the data in the comment box. I think ये जो Adventure Works database है, इसका एक मैं common link I'll put it up in the comment box. और ये जो PBIX file है, इसको भी मैं I think I'll try and put it up in the comment box. That is once YouTube uploads this video, इसकी comment में I'll just put it up over there. Okay. So everybody can now share it up among themselves. And guys, yeah, thank you very much for joining. If you like the content, if you like what's going on in the channel, you can consider subscribing the channel if you're not done it already. And I'll be uploading a lot of other content related to other portions over here, related to SQL, related to Excel, related to Python, Power BI, Tableau, AWS, Azure, and I think I'll move on to deployment of models as well, machine learning, right? And I think I've taken steps towards generative AI as well. Very soon we'll see the content over there as well. Cool. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And this is where I end the session. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the session, and see you guys same time, 5 p.m. tomorrow, Monday to Friday. All right. Bye bye. Thanks a lot.